A lot of people discredit the Englund Gambit, saying that it's an opening that relies only on a single trap and there is nothing else left. But today I'm going to show you that's not the case, and if you play it properly, you can actually get some wins. But before we dive into this opening, I'd like to ask you guys to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. But now let's take a look at the moves here. So the Englund Gambit is a gambit that happens after your opponent as white plays d4 and you answer by playing e5. And this has a very bad reputation. People say it's a bad gambit, but actually if you play it properly, it can be a very deadly weapon in very fast time controls like blitz or bullet if your opponent is not prepared. We're not going to play that very famous trap line where your opponent is going to play here takes, and then we play the knight out and try to attack and win the game very quickly. We're not going to play that. We're actually going to play d6 here. After your opponent takes the pawn, we play d6, offering yet another pawn, and we're going to play this opening in a very gambit line, offering pawns to get some advantage in development and have a menacing attack right from the start. The opponent can decline the gambit here by playing, for example, knight f3, and if they do so, you can go ahead and play knight c6, attacking the pawn, once again forcing them to defend, bishop f4, for example, to defend. Then we play bishop g4, attacking the knight, trying to attack this knight and remove it, and then capture the pawn. So they are going to take here, and after they take, you play this move queen f6, attacking 2 points at the same time, the loose bishop over there and the pawn. So the only move to defend both is to play queen to c1, holding on to the bishop and the pawn, in which case we're just going to capture the pawn with the bishop. And then after trading bishops here, we're going to continue developing by castling long. After, let's say, e3, we play knight f6, and we have a great game. We can centralize the other rook, and we have a great game here. Okay, but the most common move actually here in this position is for the opponent to take the pawn, and we're going to recapture with the bishop. And we're going to have a lead in development at the cost of just one single pawn, and we're going to attack very, very quickly white's position. So more common move here, the most common is knight f3. We're going to play knight c6, developing the queen side very quickly. The idea is to develop the queen side pieces and castle queen side to have a very strong attack. After knight to c3, bishop to g4, attacking the knight. After they play e3, we play queen to e7, and here we are preparing to castle long. After, let's say, bishop to e2, breaking the pin, we castle long. And over here, you can already see the power of this opening. We have this very strong attack here, this x-ray against the queen. And if white is not aware and they go ahead and castle here, we are ready to win some material here. We're going to eliminate this knight, which is a powerful defender of this square. And as they recapture, we can go ahead and play this move. Bishop takes h2 check, forcing the king to take or move away. In which case, no matter what they do, we're just going to take the queen, and we're winning the queen here. And we just continue development, knight f6. After, let's say, bishop to b3, we play queen to e5 check. We have many moves that we can go for here, taking the knight over there, forking. There are many moves that we can go for there, but we're basically winning this game for sure. Okay, but if your opponent is a little more aware and they are not, they are paying attention to the game, they're not going to castle right away. They're going to play, let's say, bishop to d2, closing this this file here, so there are no discovered attacks on the queen anymore because the bishop is now blocking it. So we're going to keep developing here, knight f6, and after, let's say, white castles, we play h5, and we're going to attack white's king here. After, let's say, h3, which is the most common move in this position, we have two options. We can quietly play king b8 here. We're just ignoring the attack that white's making against our bishop, because if they take, we can just take back. And take a look, guys. We have this very strong rook here attacking white's position, and we're ready to eliminate this knight, infiltrate, and bring our pieces here to checkmate. So knight to d4 is forced here. They have to remove the knight, is under attack. After bishop to h2 check, king h1, we can bring the the queen to the game, queen to e5 here, attacking the knight. There are so many pieces attacking this knight in this position, so they are going to trade. We just take back. After, let's say, g3, trying to prevent checkmate over there, we're going to play bishop to g1 check, and here, no matter what white does, they're going to lose the game. Okay, so if they play king to g2, trying to escape from the mate, we're just going to slide the queen to h5 and prepare checkmate on the h file. So after rook e1, creating some room for the king to escape, we play queen to h3 check. King is going to take the bishop and be checkmated on h1. So this is the first situation here, but the king doesn't have to necessarily move here. They can take the bishop, in which case it's even faster. We just play queen to h5 right away, and after, let's say, any other move, we just checkmate here on h1. Okay, so this is basically what they do here. And after this move, h3, we can also do something else. We have some other options. Instead of moving the king, we can just take the knight, eliminate this defender, and as they take back, we play queen to e5, centralizing the queen and preparing some attacks. And after, let's say, g3, there's not much that white can do here to defend. We're just preparing here. Notice this, guys. We're preparing checkmate here. We're threatening mate. And if the opponent overlooks, we can win this game very quickly. g3 is the only way to block this. After h4, we're attacking the pawn, knight to e2 to defend this pawn, but we're going to take it anyway. We take the pawn. After knight takes, we play queen to e6. We're now renewing this threat in a different way here, attacking here, attacking here. And now, let's say queen to e2, we just take on h3. After rook f to d1 to get some space for the queen, to the king to escape, we play queen to h2 check, king f1. We take with the bishop, and after recaptures, we just take the queen. After trading queens, we play rook to h2 check. After the king moves up, we just bring the other rook to the game, taking the bishop. So here we have the doubled rooks on the second file here. Rook takes, we take back. And after bishop takes here, we just capture back. King to e1. We grab the pawn on c2, for example, and after, let's say, rook to d1, we can play knight to e4, centralizing and attacking this pawn over here. It's very difficult for whites to defend this position. We are up a piece here, and we even have an extra pawn. It's doubled, and we have isolated, but they also have isolated pawns. So this is a winning position for black. And this is how you properly play the Englund Gambit. Not going for that cheap trick, you know, where you play here and then move your queen and try to checkmate white very quickly. We're not going to play that. We're actually going to play this opening in a very gambit style, which is what it's supposed to be, right? We play d6, opponent's gonna take, we take back, and we accelerate our development here on the queen side, castle king queen side, and start an attack against white very quickly, okay? So I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned how to play the Englund Gambit the right way. And as always, I ask you guys to like and subscribe to the channel. I see you guys in the next video.